Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures pulled back again this week. This is the bar we're looking at last week. This is the early after hours trade over the weekend. And price did pull back and closed pretty much right in the middle of this little zone. Volume increased over the previous volume, which was affected by a shortened trading week, but it wasn't back to the average. And that suggests that the normal day-to-day selling pressure was overwhelming the buyers in the market. Demand was lacking, and that forced price to pull back in order to find enough buyers to satisfy the sellers. So it was demand that was lacking this week, and that's why price came back with the wider spread that it did. That also suggests that this week's bar may be a little exaggerated over what it may have been if demand was back at its normal levels. And note that the market did close off the lows for the week just slightly, but more importantly, it respected the lows of this down bar and closed pretty much at that level. There's a reasonable chance this market will respond next week and possibly close at the highs of this little trading range that I'm expecting the market to consolidate in. It's only a narrow range, and if the market does break through this level, there's no obvious levels below for quite some way. I'm expecting the market to make a fairly serious attempt to consolidate and recover through here. There will be resistance, selling pressure emerge if the market attempts to challenge up here, especially if it does so too quickly. So I'm expecting the market will make a fairly good attempt to consolidate in here. And if the US dollar does pull back next week to some modest degree to consolidate, that may take the pressure off this market and just allow it to float higher and perhaps up to the highs of this mini range, either there or in there.